Welcome back, YouTubers. First, I want to say I do not own any of the copyright to any of the music in any of my videos, either my intro or my outro, or during my speeches. And second, I want to thank everyone for watching my first and second video, and thank you for the support. Really appreciate it. You guys have motivated me, so this is my third video. In my previous video, I had mentioned how I had to come to grips with reality and what had happened to me. It was easier said than done. I had it in my mind to become strong and that I had a fight in front of me. But the reality is that inside, I was a bit broken and I wasn't really ready. Though my mind kept saying it, my body kept telling me something else. I built a sense of anxiety after suffering that heart attack in my sleep. It became difficult for me to actually fall asleep for days. I would stay up for days and days and days. They began to get me medication in order for me to go to sleep. Because when I did go to sleep, I would wake up having episodes and drenched in sweat and anxiety. That was just the beginning of what happened to me. It got worse as time went on. I had to be constantly supervised in the hospital because I kept getting anxiety and shaking. My mind kept running. My heart kept palpitating sporadically. I found myself falling apart mentally and physically at the same time. It doesn't matter how much I fought or how much I told myself, I can do this, I can get through this. There was a sense and a weakness in me that didn't allow me to fight that battle. I needed to fight then and there. It took some time to come to grips, to accept what had happened to me. It seemed like everything just closed in on me. My health, my mental, even my spirituality. Got to the point where I had to question everything at one time and became overwhelmed with everything. Since everything happened so fast, I didn't have time to digest most of what was happening with me. My body was out of whack. Eating became complicated. Thinking became complicated. Sleeping became complicated. Being alone became complicated. And that was only just for several days in the hospital. After that, when I got home, the episodes just got worse. I found it hard to be alone in the house by myself. I had to have a home visiting nurse come every day, check up on me. I had to have in-home therapy. I left the hospital with multiple medications for anxiety, for depression, for insomnia, for my heart. I had 4 stents put in. My body would never be the same. It was never gonna be the same. It turned into something Excuse me for that. I had to get a grip on myself. My life quickly spiraled out of control right in front of my eyes, and I found it difficult to get a grip on it. Things weren't as simple as they seemed. Sometimes in the movie they make things look so simple, but when you're actually in the water, when you're actually deep in that water, looking up, trying to get out, it's not that easy. I fell into depression a few days after being in the hospital. And that's when the fight really began. Because not only had I had a physical fight in front of me, but now I had a mental fight. I found myself racing thoughts. I found myself unable to stay still, and at the same time unable to move because my right side was impaired. My right arm, my left leg, my right arm, my right leg. I couldn't talk. I found myself in a battle like never before. It was the scariest time of my life, to be honest with you. Now, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And it took me some time. That's just the beginning of what happened to me. It took me some time to get a grip on it, to find myself, to come to terms and accept what had happened to me, because I was in denial. I was in heavy denial. I was only 44 years old, and my life stopped in a blink of an eye. And I didn't have a second to do anything about it. And the only reason I'm sharing this and I'm putting it out there is because I want to help someone else. A lot of people came together. A strong medical team, family members came together to help me. And I just want to have the opportunity to pay it forward and help someone else who might be in the same crisis, same type of depression, same type of situation, and not know what to do. My fight didn't happen overnight. It took me some time. And even after that short period of time of actually understanding and obtaining and absorbing what happened to me, it still took me longer to regain myself, to find myself again. It took a period of time. It took help from everyone, from family members, doctors, even a therapist. I found myself on a lot of medication, which I do not want to disclose at this moment, but I can say it was enough to make me realize that that was not the road I wanted to go down the rest of my life. And I had to get myself together, and I had to get a grip on everything, on reality, on the situation, on myself, because I began to lose myself into depression, and I began to sink down further and further. As the days went by, as the hours went by, as the seconds went by, as I found myself by myself mentally in my headspace. I just want to leave you guys with that for this moment, and I'll get back to you guys. Again, I appreciate all the love. Thank you, everyone. I will continue to make these videos in hopes of helping someone. My story gets further and it gets deeper. I'm just trying to maintain my composure as I tell the story, because it brings back a lot of repressed memories, and it just a lot. So I thank you guys. Stay tuned. No is not an option. And failure is unacceptable. I love all of you guys. A lot, a little bit, and a little bit, a lot. Stay tuned.